In my day, $100 million for signage right on a stadium, it still doesn't perpetuate forever. My YouTube videos do. My goal in life is to enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of my potential. If I haven't used every ounce of energy to provide value and be of service, I've ruined the day. I'm building a brand the last 3.5 years for one purpose. I want to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. That will empower 1,000 people in your lifetime to empower 1,000 people simply to be happy, to make more money, help more people, and have more fun. In content, the highest vibrating content will always succeed. The problem with content is its ideas. And there is 1 billion great ideas. I used to say 1 million. There's 1 billion great ideas. But those people that know how to find a frequency and monetize their frequency are gonna be the winners. And the greatest frequencies that you have in content. So I always tell people, if you're gonna build a brand, spend your hours getting alignment with your frequency and the content that you're gonna create, that it matches the frequency. So when you see, a magazine article, a commercial, whether it's radio, print, TV, social media, whatever it is, there has to be the consistency, but it also has to have content that really resonates with you. And that content has an emotional attachment to it. So Mickey Mouse, Disney is a fairly good brand to use. If you look at it, in 1940s, it was a black and white whistling mouse, Steamboat Willie. It was great content. And people accessed it on a variety of different ways. Well, today on YouTube, which didn't exist in 1940, it has 470 million or so views for the Mickey Mouse Club. That's because for years, what Disney has really focused in on is that frequency of their content. Is it all consistent, right? Whatever their values were, whatever they are, they're always looked at, aligned, and they have such quality control of the content that reaches the same quality control that Apple has for its products, right? They use just as much QC on their quality of content as they did on their products when Steve Jobs especially was in charge. Social media is the amplifier and perpetuator of media. Right? What social media is for is to take the great content, the great advertisements, the great ideas, that's all advertisements are, by the way, the great signage, that's an idea. Take your great ideas and amplify them in the projected monetary way, so it's then perpetuated and remonetized as an annuity. Never before. You could pay, in my day, $100 million for signage right on a stadium, it still doesn't perpetuate forever. My YouTube videos do. Just the quality gets better and the speed gets better, more people watch them. That's amazing, but it wouldn't happen if I didn't get the stage to go ahead and record a TED Talk or do one of these that I can amplify and perpetuate with 50 people here, but 5 million that will watch it. Now, I have to take a strategic look at how are people gonna access my content. Because different people access things different way. I had a financial planner one time, and I was trying to convince him to advertise in a different place because he was on the radio for Angels baseball. And he taught me a lesson in branding. He said, Dave, the ultimate client for me is a 70 to 85-year-old white male, and they love to listen to baseball on the radio. Right? Nobody else is really using it on the radio, but he knows where his audience is. And they access that, and so he created content that was at the frequency to 70 to 85-year-old white males, and he used the point of access that they were utilizing to do that, and then you want to actually incorporate the mediums that you watch it or listen to it on. So it's not just transmitting it or accessing it via radio waves, it's where now can you listen to the radio? Was it the car? Because why would that be important? Most people don't think about it. If you don't look at the medium in which people do it, now 70 to 85-year-old men are not listening to the radio in the car, right? Because most of them are not working day jobs where they're commuting anymore. They actually are accessing the radios in different ways at different times, right? So they go into that early morning bathroom break, because that's where that handheld radio is still being used by that. And he's explaining this to me.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
there are probably a lot of bathroom breaks when you're an 85-year-old man.
And I'm thinking to myself when he's explaining, this is really interesting because I have a lot of millennials that work with me. And it's the same conversation that I have with a 27-year-old telling me, Dave, I don't ever watch TV. Right? So you don't want to do that on TV. But I have learned that consistency is one of the most important things next to authenticity. Authenticity to me is just your own frequency, understanding there's 4.2 billion people that are in the pool that we can attract, and that even the smallest spectrum, the smallest niches have millions of people in it. And it doesn't take many. You don't need billions, you just need a million. It will change your life in your business and in your personal life. So what I would focus in on is to create a consistent, authentic frequency for yourself, and then utilize that to attract the companies and help build theirs by showing them what you've done for your own brand and other companies' brands, but more importantly, showing what you've done for your brand as far as, here's how I build the strength of the signal, the spectrum of your signal or frequency, and most importantly, the clarity of your message, consistently, persistently, without quit, in the pursuit of that truth, that authentic messaging to attract that portion that you're looking for.
Okay.
Right? Remember, the bigger you get, the more important what you put out 4 years ago was. Right? Like my TED Talk's probably one of the first things I posted on YouTube. No following at all.
Yeah.
Right? I was like a miracle when I got to 10,000 subscribers in my mind, because YouTube grows so slow in my space. Right? If I was doing pranks or doing dances with my kids from TikTok, those, you get millions of people like that.
Yeah.
But like if you're trying to move people, it's a slow process, but it's also a valuable audience, right? Remember,
Yes.
like last month I got 7,500 subscribers.
Okay.
Doing the same thing I've been doing, but my first TED Talk, got 120,000 views when it got 500 views for the first year. And everyone told me that's the best TED Talk I've ever seen. Well, that's great if nobody sees it. It takes time.
Yeah.
So remember the Perpetual strategy. Think about what you're putting up today in Perpetual content, that as you build your community, they're gonna wanna see that.